since there's actually a lot of new people, when you do Qigong, Taichi, meditation, you have three things. You have your body, your consciousness, and your energy, and you control those with your breathing. So in all spiritual and martial and health things, your breath is the most important thing. So even if you can just get some control over your breathing, your body expresses its emotions through breath, like you see a baby, ah, or it, I guess, but it also works in reverse. Your breath can tell your body how it should be acting. So what you want to do is you want to do what's called abdominal breathing. You want to do it 100% of the time. Right now, as you get older, babies breathe with their abdomen, and then as we get older, it gets up, and then you just end up here talking like this. As you get older, you want to push that back down. So you're breathing with your abdomen. So we're just going to this is your daily way. You should just practice breathing. You become conscious of it. So you're just breathing in, the abdomen comes out, and then you breathe out, you push it in. So we'll just do 3 abdominal breaths. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, that's the way you should be breathing all the time. When we're practicing, we're still going to do abdominal breathing, but we're going to do what I call the 6-sided abdominal breathing. We're trying to massage our internal organs and make them stronger. So when you breathe out, your stomach still just comes out like before, relaxed. But when you breathe in, you're going to do 6 directions. So we'll just do 2. So the first 2 are, you breathe in. As you breathe out, you pull your navel to your spine, and you try to pull your kidneys in. So you're breathing in, then breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and then breathe in, breathe out. Okay, that's 2 of the directions. We'll do 3 more breaths now. The other 2 directions that you're doing this all at the same time. You breathe in, and then when you breathe out, you squeeze in your flooding ribs. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so now we got 4 directions going. The other 2 are, as you breathe out, you push down your diaphragm and you pull up your perineum, your anus. So you're breathing in, and then you're breathing out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So this should be like you're trying to practice it every day. When you try to eliminate things, you're squeezing all 6 directions. You do that during practice because it takes the energy you're building up, squeezes the energy into your organs, it massages your internal organs, and we're also breathing slowly, so it's telling your body you want to be calm. All right, you're 1/3 of the way toward being masters, because now you've got control over your breath. That's, your mind, your energy, which is controlled by your breath and your body. So we're making great progress, and you've only been studying for like 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay. So we're going to use that breath. We usually start by doing a couple breathing exercises. What we're going to do first is we're going to put our feet a little bit apart. You want your legs a little bent. We're just trying to warm up our lower body. We're going to do something called box breathing, which you use to build up the length and duration of your breathing. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in. So we're going to breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we breathe out for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now when we did that, we used our 6 direction. So we squeezed out all the air. We compacted everything out, all the air is out. And now we're going to lock it out for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we go. So breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Push it all out. Hold. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Breathe it all out. Hold. Gonna do one more. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Hold. Okay, so that was actually fairly long because that was meant each breath was 12 seconds long, so you're only taking 5 breaths a minute. If you, at the beginning, when you're doing it by yourself, if you can't, you want to do this, say for 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, but you don't want to take cheap breaths, so you don't want to, hold and then take, I can't hold it and then take a cheap breath, keep going. You want to stay in. You don't want to do any cheap breaths. So if you can't do it for 4 seconds, you can say, breathe in for 2, hold for 2, breathe out for 2, hold for 2, but no cheap breaths. Or if 4 is too easy, you can hold for 5 or 8. If you can hold for 8, that means you're only breathing twice a minute, so you really build something up. Okay. All right, so now the bad news, we have to be uncomfortable, but in Taoism, different seasons, you work on different parts of your body. So over the whole year, you've worked on strengthen your sinews, strengthen your large muscles, strengthen your breath. During the winter, which we're in now, you're supposed to strengthen your internal energy because you're in your cave waiting for spring to come. So unfortunately, what we have to do is you do what's called holding position. So what you do is you get down, you want your feet, if you can, straight ahead. Your back stays against the wall and you drop down. You can turn your pelvis in, so your backbone straight. And then we're going to hold position. What we're going to do is we're going to start today. We're going to do 7 breaths, and which is about a minute. And then each week we're going to add 2. So by the end of the winter, we'll be up to like 30. So you're actually holding, but it's supposed to be uncomfortable. So you want to get down low enough so you're engaging the large muscles of your legs, because you're building up your determination. If it's comfortable, if you're in an easy situation, you're not doing anything. So, but if you are, say, 50 or older, your knees just have to be low enough so you're engaging your muscles, so that as time goes on, they get more comfortable. If you're like 25 or lower, we can get lower. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put our hands up. We're going to do 7 breaths. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so now you're going to come back. You're going to reach up. You're going to pull down all that energy and push into your stomach. Okay. So everybody can, if you want to check your mics, say somebody's got their mic on so you can hear them like moving papers around on their desk. Okay, so that was the breathing portion. So practice that over the week. If you can practice the holding position, try to do, it only takes, a breath is 8 seconds. So 7 breaths is only 1 minute. So twice a day if you can hold. And then by the end of the winter, hopefully we'll be up to like almost 30. So you'll build up a lot of strength, a lot of determination. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to move into the, we're going to do some stretching and then we'll do a little Taichi movement. So what you're going to do is we start the lesson. You reach up to the heaven and then you gather energy and you breathe out and you push it down to your abdomen, doing abdominal breathing. And so what this does is it's the gate. You're walking through a gate from your regular life into your practice so you can focus more. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and then breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so we have 3 small exercises they can do anytime during the day to get up and kind of get circulation going in your body. So you start out, this one is called Shake the 9 Gates. The 9 gates are your major joints in your body. So you're shaking your hands really loosely. And then after you get going, what you do is you start lifting your shoulders, your heels come slightly off the ground and you drop down and drop onto your heels, and then you just really loose. What you want is you want to feel the skin go over your muscles go over your bones. You want small shock wave to go through your internal organs to break up any stickiness that you have from doing too much computer work or too much video watching. So it's really loose. Yeah, it's opening the 9 gates, which are your hip, knee, and ankle, shoulder, elbow, and wrist, and upper, lower, and middle back. So you want energy and fluids to flow freely around your body. Okay, so that's one. It's really loose to open them up, make shock waves to go through, and then break up the adhesions, and you bring your hands up and you throw any energy you've got built up out your fingertips. Let's shake the 9 gates. The second one, the Chinese have names for everything. So now your chin is following your shoulders. Your shoulders are going back and forth, and your hands are loosely hitting against your ribs. There's meridians there. This is warming up your spine. It's called dragon shakes whiskers. So we also would like to engage our minds. So what you do is you pick a point on the wall on each side, and as you look, you focus as quickly as you can. This is sharpening your mental ability to focus quickly. And then as you get loosened up, if you can, you move those points together so you look at the same point each time, but that goes by whatever your flexibility is. Otherwise, just pick a point on each side and look at those. Okay, we're going to continue to kind of open up, get the kinks of our nervous system. So that was shake the 9 gates. Now we're going to do a crescent pose, which means we want to put our spine into a C shape. So what you're going to do is you're going to reach for that wall. The other hand can be on your navel right now. Reach for the ceiling, and then you reach for the other wall, the opposite wall. So you want to keep your shoulders against, as if you're against the wall, and if you can, have your elbow touch that wall too. So now you're curving your spine, and see that's stretching the nervous system. The meridians open on this side, and then it's massaging, squeezing the internal organs on the other. So, and then since we're getting the spine into crescent shape, we're trying to separate the vertebrae. So this is like if you have a disc problem or something, don't do this. So Breathe in. Breathe out. So you're trying to reach that way. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, so reach. And reach over. All right, so keep going with that. Otherwise, if you can, we're going to go to level 2 of this, which is you're in a doorway. So what you do is this hand comes over and it presses against one of the door jambs. But this hand that was before just on your navel, that's actually pressing against the other side of the door jam. So you're here, come over, you're still leaning, but you're pressing both ways. Once again, if you have any kind of back problem, just stay with the first one. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so those are the 3 movements you can just go through during the day to try to wake up your body a little bit if you've been sitting around too much. Okay, we're going to do 2 stretching exercises. The first one is just to kind of get our body a little bit stretched because we're going to actually reach for the floor. So what you're doing is you're holding a golden chi ball. It's a beach ball. You don't want to have a little tiny golf ball of energy. You want to have a nice beach ball. So it's got to be a little, you can't press a beach ball against your stomach. It's got to be a little away from your body. You're going to turn over the beach ball, and then the hand that's on top, you're going to pull, on both hands, you're going to pull your fingertips back. The one on top, it's called splitting the heaven and the earth. The one on top is pushing against the sky. The one on the bottom is pushing toward the earth. And you're actually pushing. They're just not floating there. You're pushing, and then you're coming back, turning over. Okay, the hand that's on top is going in the same direction as your shoulders. The hands that on the bottom is pointing forward. So you're coming, breathe in, turn over the golden chi ball, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, so this is splitting heaven and the earth. This is good. You're working, so you're pushing from one side of the body to the other. You're getting both sides. You're getting that energy. The right side of your brain controls the left side of your body, and vice versa. So you want to get this cross body energy moving, plus you're stretching, open the meridians. Okay. All right, so I'm going to have you do something where we're reaching for the ground. If you, like I said, if you have any kind of problems with your blood pressure or anything, just go, don't go further than this, okay? Just keep your head above your sternum and don't. So what we're going to do is, a lot of back problems are caused by the fact that your legs actually aren't stretched out enough. So what we're going to do is, we're going to do a variant of one of the movements, which is called gather the sun and press the earth. We're just going to do the press the earth part. So we have that golden chi ball that we had. We're going to roll it through our navel. We're going to put it on our kidneys. Then on the second part of the movement, we're going to lean forward. Now, when you lean forward, you want your back. This is to build up the strength in your lower back and really stretch your hamstrings. So your head is up, your back is slightly arched on this first part. So there, you should really feel it in your hamstring. So you're not forcing yourself down. It should still be comfortable, but you're pulling your shoulder blades together, your back is arched, and your head, you're looking, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 feet in front of you. Okay, so then on the second part, we're going to take that ball, I'm going to roll it down the back of our legs. On this part, You can drop your head and you round your spine. You're trying to open up the lower spine. And then when we're down here, we're going to take a breath. When you take your breath, you're filling your body full of air. And since your backbone's already arched, you want to imagine it separating the vertebrae even more. And then when you breathe out, now you don't want to hurt your back, so you don't want to come up straight. What you're going to do is you're going to bend your knees. You're going to roll that chi ball up the front of your body. You're doing your abdominal breathing, so you're squeezing with your core, and then you're unfolding your spine one vertebrae at a time. And then we're back to where we started. A lot of stuff going on. It's a little simple. It looks like a simple movement, but a lot of stuff's going on. So we're going to start with our hands. They're back here. So we're going to breathe in. You're looking forward. You're arching your back. Then you breathe out. Roll that. You want to touch the back of your legs as you roll the chi ball down. Now you hold it against your feet. And you breathe in. And then you breathe out. Bend your knees, come up, roll it up the front. It's touching your hands are touching the front of your leg, and then you go back through your kidneys. So we'll just do a few of those. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, relax, open up your spine. Breathe out. Come back up the front of your legs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hold it on your ankles. Breathe in. Breathe out. Roll it up the front of your legs. Come through your kidneys. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come up. Okay, so now what I found is once I was having some problems with my back, so I just did this movement. But what I did is I held. So what I did is we breathe in. We look down. We're still looking forward. Breathe out, but don't go down. And then I would hold here actually for 5 minutes. So just really relaxed, but still stretching my hamstrings. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, then for 5 minutes I did the other position. So I breathe in and then I breathe out. I roll down the back of my legs. And then while I'm here, I'm relaxing toward the floor. My back's rounded. Breathe in. Try to open up my spine. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in. And as we breathe out, bend your knees, roll the ball up the front of your body. There. Okay, so I found that was very good if I was having trouble with my back, if I did that and held those after like 10 days, it went away. So, but that a lot of back problems are caused by tight hamstrings. So that movement really helps that. Okay. So now we'll move in, now that we have mastered Qigong, and we're going to move into Tai Chi. So one of the main principles of Tai Chi is, which you're going to learn this week, if you've been here before, you've already heard it a lot, is your feet want to be connected to the earth. So you have the power, can use the power of the earth to move things. So your feet are connected. So your feet, what they do is energy comes up, you know, that solid energy, and it comes up, and use it to move your hips. So in this particular movement, we're going to do what's called posting. So you're here in the center, your feet are about a shoulder width and a half apart. Your shoulders relaxed, your back straight. So what you're doing is using your feet to push your hips to one side, the back leg It doesn't lock out, but it straightens. Now, how far do you go? Well, you only go so that your hip, knee, and ankle are in a straight line. So you're going back and forth. So you want to make sure, and your torso is staying over your hips. So do not do any of these. You don't want to do this. I'm going back and forth because you think, but my hips aren't doing anything. On the other hand, you don't want to overdo it because now if you're doing this, two things are happening. You're hurting your knee. And secondly, this is a martial art. So if I were attacking you and I did this, if you pulled me, I'd fall off balance. So we always want to maintain our balance in Tai Chi. So you're moving your feet. You're just going back and forth. So this is aligned. Okay, so we got the first principle, solid footing. Our feet are moving our hips. All right, for people who've been here for other weeks, I'll give you the additional secret. Your hips actually aren't quite going in a straight line. You're pushing off with your, I'm going to exaggerate now, you're pushing off with the ball of your foot and you're sinking onto your heel, which means in order to do that, your hips go in a figure eight, a very small figure eight. So you're actually going back and forth with a very small figure eight. So you're initial pushing off with your toes. If this is your first week, don't worry about that. Just go back and forth. Right now, we're just trying to get our hip, knee, and ankle aligned. Okay, so now we're ready. We're halfway up our body. We've got our hips in the right place. So now we're going to use our waist to move our hands. So what we do is go like you're praying. So what we're going to do is you're going to post to one side, and now you're going to turn your body and point your fingers at the corner. And you're going to come back, you're going to post to the other side and turn your hands to the other. So right now, see, my hands are staying in the same place, yet magically they're pointing from one corner to the other. How's that done? It's done because it's feet and then waist turns. So the feet are moving our hips and then our waist are moving our hands. So post, turn, post, turn. So when you turn, you don't want to turn your hips. You don't want your hips to be coming up. Your hips, after you post, now your hips, knee, ankles, and feet are the mountain. You're connected to the earth, but you're still fluid up above. You're still flexible. So you're yang, that's yang, strength on the bottom, but you're yin on the top. You're still flexible. It's like, yeah, that's the masculine on the bottom. It's just stuck, whereas the feminine just stays flexible all the time. There you go. Okay, so this doesn't look so surprising now, but what we're going to do now is we're going to do what's called turn the millstone, so you turn a millstone by you doing this. Yeah, this is what you're doing. So your hips are doing exactly what we were just doing. We're posting, turning. Your hands, instead of staying here, this is what your hands are doing. Your hands are going to be at your navel. Your hands are going to go straight out and come back in. So this is what you're doing with your hands. If you look from the front, this is it. Yet, how do we turn the millstone? We turn the millstone by posting, and then turning, and then when we post, our hands go out, but they're still in front of our navel. And then as we post the other side, so our hands stay in the same spot. And then as we turn, magically, we're turning the millstone. Then we post to the other side, we pull our hands in, and we turn. So post, hands go out, turn, post, your hands come in, they're always in front of your navel. Turn. So your hands are just going in and out. So straight in and out. They're always in front of your navel, just like this is always in front of your heart. These hands are always in front of your navel. They're just closer or further away. So you want to practice. You want to breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so that's a standard thing, but right now you want to do it very methodically, on like a 4 count, but actually once you get going, it's going to look like this, right? Your hands are moving out. There's several other movements. Like the most famous one is you're sipping water with your hands. It's called wave hands like clouds. So what your hands are doing is, see, they're always in front of your navel, but I'm sipping water. But what happens is when I add this, what do you see? It becomes wave hands like clouds. But see, my hands are always in front of the center of my body. So this is really important. This seems like a simple thing, you know, shift, post, turn, but this is like fundamental to your Tai Chi. If you can't do that, your Tai Chi is not going to look very good. All right, we've already run over, but I'm going to have you do 2 minutes of meditation. So each season we do different positions for meditating. In the winter, it's water, so it's kind of like you're standing in a stream. We'll quickly just go over. Your feet are grabbing the earth, so your big and little toe and you're grabbing the earth. Your heel is firmly planted, so you have a slight arch. Your knees, this is a very comfortable kind of meditation. It's a standing meditation, so your knees are soft. Your pelvis is slightly turned in, so your lower back is straight. It's like you're pushing your kidneys against the wall behind you. You don't want to stop energy in your shoulders, so you pull your shoulders back, relax them, and then pull your elbows out like you're having an egg in your armpit. Okay, your head's up, and it's like you've got an apple. You're holding an apple under your chin. Okay, so, and you have a slight Buddha smile on your face, so you want to pull the edges of your mouth back. Okay, so we have a different hand position for each season. So we're in water season, so it's kind of like we're in a river. So imagine when we're meditating, you're in this river and your hands are slight isometric pressure, so you're like pushing a little bit against the current, and that means you have to like push your kidneys out a little bit. So that's kind of the force. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in. We're drawing in energy from the environment. So in this case, we have blue energy coming in from the ground, going up the outside of our legs, and then we breathe out. That energy flows back down the back of our legs. So breathe in. Breathe out. We're doing that abdominal breathing like all the way through. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, drawing in energy. Breathe out. And then breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so now go up, take the energy we've just gathered, breathe in, pull it down, roll the ball down to your navel. Then when you get to your navel, breathe out and push it in so you capture it. So one more time, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so I'm going to stay on a few minutes. If people want to talk or ask any questions, we can. I'll stay on however long people want to talk. So, but we have to walk through the gate now. We walk through the gate to get into our practice. Now we're going to go back to our regular life. So we're going to breathe in, pulling down the heavens, breathe out, breathe in,